Welcome to the lesson on bank deposit. This lesson will prepare you to complete the bank deposit certification test by OPAC, as well as complete the ETAR section I.3, preparing a bank deposit. So let's begin.
Welcome to Carousel Checks. How to fill out a deposit slip. Step 1. You will be able to find your deposit slips in the back of your checkbook, behind all of your checks. Your name should already be pre-printed on your personal deposit slips. If you don't have any deposit slips, then request one from a teller, or you may find one in or on the writing stand located in the lobby of your bank. Step 2. Fill out date and sign if less cash received. Step 3. Notice that on the deposit slip there are lines or a column designated to list your deposit. The first line says cash. This spot is for any cash you're depositing. Count the cash you're depositing and write the amount where it is listed cash. Step 4. Look to see that the next line is reserved for a check you want to deposit. If your deposit contains checks, then go ahead and list the one check in that spot. To enter a check, enter the check number in the blank and the amount in the boxes. Step 5. Realize the next line may be reserved for checks or total from the other side. Don't let this scare you. If you turn your deposit slip over, you'll see that there are more lines to add more checks. If you have more than 2 checks, you can list them on the back and total them on the back as well. Once you have totaled the checks on the back, you can list them where it says total from the other side. Step 6. The next line says subtotal. This is where you add up all the cash and checks that you have listed. Step 7. Check out the next line and notice it says less cash received. This spot is reserved for the amount of money you would like to get back from the deposit. Step 8. Now you just subtract the less cash received line from the subtotal line to get the total for your net deposit.
Let's look at both a personal and a business deposit form. They both contain the same information. Only a business deposit slip allows you to deposit far more checks on one piece of paper than you could on a personal deposit slip. Let's take a closer look at the top of a business deposit slip. First, the currency equals the total of all cash bills. Coin equals the total of all coins. Secondly, you will list the checks by name of the person who gave you the check, and when filling in the amount, write the whole dollars in this column and the cents or the change in this column. After you've gotten your bag, empty the contents onto your desk. I would stack each set of bills, 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, separately, and then all of the coins separately. Make a stack of the checks and have your deposit slip on the side. That way you're able to start counting and not have any confusion. As with all business transactions, start at the very top of the form and complete each line. In this case, that would be the date. The next step is to count the money. Start with all the bills. Count each section of bills separately and then total them up. The total of all of the cash or the bill's currency will go in the currency section. Obviously, there will not be any cents for the currency section. Then you will total the coins. Make sure you have your decimal point in the right place when you do your math and come up with the total of coins. And then you will add the coins and the currency together to get the total cash for this deposit. In the example on the screen, you have $273 in currency, $30 in coins. The total of that will be $303. On the deposit slip you will use, it's called a subtotal. The next step is to endorse the back of the checks. To endorse means to sign a legal document, so it is important to do this properly. There are 3 types of endorsements. The first is the easiest. It's a blank endorsement. That is where you only sign your name. The problem is it is very bad for security. If you happen to lose a check that you have endorsed, anyone can pick up that check and take it to their own bank and deposit it into their account. The second kind of endorsement is a special endorsement. It indicates the new owner of a check. For example, if you sign it and then give it to another person, they would simply sign it under your signature. The third type of endorsement is the most secure. It's called a restrictive endorsement. It is generally in an office, has a stamp that says for deposit only to the account of whatever business you have there, and then you would sign it. A lot of times you don't even need a signature with that type of endorsement. It has the account number on it and it's taken care of. We will be using the restrictive endorsement as shown on the next page. Take the time now to endorse each of the checks by turning them over, writing for deposit only to the account of Wendy's Cleaning Service, and then sign the check. Once you have completed all of those, we will move on to deposit. Once all of your checks are endorsed, you will write the name of the first check in the slot number 1. You would put the amount, dollars, in the dollars column, cents in the cents column next to that name. And then you would continue on until you've used all of the checks. If you need more room on a standard deposit slip, you can turn it over and continue the deposit on the other side. At the bottom of the deposit slip, there is generally a place that says subtotal from the opposite side of the check. That's where you'd put the total from the checks listed on the other side. After you have listed each of the checks on the deposit slip, use an adding machine or a calculator to calculate the total cash plus the total of all of the checks, and then enter that amount into the box at the bottom on the deposit slip you'll be using. It is labeled grand total. After you have double checked your total and have written it down, now you need to copy it into the gray boxes. This set of boxes assists the computers to recognize the total. Make sure you get it correct. Congratulations, you have completed your first of the 3 deposits. Once you have done all 3 successfully every time, you can ask the instructor to take the OPAC certification test on a computer. Good luck.